So, hello everyone. Please bear with me, it's a bit breezy. Where are we today and why are we here? We are in CBD of Ballarat. We are in Camp Street. So named because this is where the militia had their camp. And it's from this place that the militia set off over to Eureka to confront the rebellious miners, and the Eureka Rebellion took place. Ahead of us we have the iconic 1887 Trades Hall. Around the corner we have the old Ballarat Police Station and Magistrates Court. Police operated out of there for nearly 100 years before moving to the new police station in Dana Street. We have fantastic deco building, now part of Federation Uni, and I am moved to note that we have the Australian flag upside down, which is generally recognised as international sign of distress. That one is in its acceptable position, but I'm not quite sure what's going on there. We have the site of the Ballarat Free Library. This is the old library building. So we are at the corner of Sturt and Camp Street. I'm here because I want to show you my city and my country, and there are such landmark buildings and places around here. We have the corner of Lydiard Street, which is probably the epicentre of business, and I have another video in preparation where we'll have a walk down Lydiard Street and have a look at all the banks, the banking institutions, the mining exchange. We have the grand Ballarat Town Hall there. We have, over the back, we have the turret of Craig's Hotel. In the front, we have some brutalist mid-century modern architecture, the 1963 Commonwealth Bank. Trades Hall with Minerva standing atop, the personification of knowledge and wisdom. We have the 1861 Bank of Ballarat building, which lay vacant for 5 years, and pleased to advise that we now have a tenant. We also have up the top, an Australian ibis being seen off by a couple of feisty magpies. In the distance we have Mount Warrenheip. You can just see the turret of the old fire station and down into Bridge Mall. I'm always moved by this magnificent example of an Art Deco building. We have the visitor centre and the gold monument. Lovely, lovely central location with a lot to look at. However, the main reason we've come to look at is this wonderful, almost oriental rotunda or bandstand. And this is the Titanic Memorial Bandstand. There are a number of Titanic memorials around the world, and this is one of 2 memorials in Australia, the other one being in Broken Hill. And what is different about this one is if I were to mention the names William Bradley from Notting Hill, Roger Bricoux from France, John Clarke from Liverpool, Wallace Hartley from Dewsbury, Jock Hume from Dumfries, George Krins from Brixton, sometime from the Ritz Hotel Orchestra, there's a clue there, Percy Taylor from Clapham, and John Wesley Woodward from Oxford. Their story is iconic, but many, perhaps few, would recognise their names. They were the 8 bandsmen who, as the Titanic sank, epitomised courage, dedication, resilience in the face of impending disaster. And they played Nearer My God to Thee on the decks of the sinking Titanic as they met their deaths in the icy water. Only 2 of them were ever recovered. Jock Hume and Wallace Hartley, and probably the most poignant story of the entire episode is that when Wallace Hartley's body was recovered, strapped to his body in its case was his beloved violin. Their story so touched the local bandsmen in Ballarat that they gathered together, they took up a collection, and they commissioned this. And what is most noteworthy is if we look up the top at the weather vane, we see the Titanic. It cost £500. It was designed by George Clegg, who at the time worked for the School of Mines, 2 blocks over behind in Albert Street. George Clegg also had an input into the Memorial Arch and Avenue of Honour at the other end of Sturt Street. And it was built and cast in White's Eagle Foundry, which is in Dana Street, which we'll go and have a look at. And White's Eagle Foundry building still exists in behind what is now Harris Scarf Department Store. So this lovely, lovely tribute to the courageous story of the 8 bandsmen on the Titanic. I do believe it should be called the RMS Titanic rather than the SS Titanic. In recent years, the local bandsmen have gathered on the night of the 15th of April to commemorate the sinking of the Titanic. I have a video up of the 2024 commemoration. Unfortunately, in 2025, there was no commemoration. I'm told that the local bands were busy practicing for a band competition, so it did not take place. I'm hopeful that in 2026, it will take place. I was impressed last year it was actually attended by a good number of people. It was a chilly night and there were a good probably 200, 250 people. as the band played Nearer My God to Thee in tribute. The Unicorn Hotel. I will come back after dark because it looks beautiful as emerald green lighting and really looks impressive when lit up. So look at the end of the video and hopefully you'll get a nighttime view. So I'm sure that a lot of the people, when they zoom up and down Sturt Street on their motorbikes, are oblivious to the significance or even indeed the presence if we look up through the tree, we can see the Titanic weather vane. Well worth a stop and a look. So, onward to the White's Eagle Foundry in Dana Street. See you there. So we've come 1 block south from Sturt Street. We're now in Dana Street, and this is the Dana Street Primary School. We have Central Square Shopping Centre there, Harris Scarf, well-known department store, and this is White's Eagle Foundry. You can see at the top there, 1890. It's from here that the iron components of the Titanic Memorial Rotunda were cast and moved just literally 2 blocks over in that direction. It's now offices, the screen company. But that was the site of the foundry.